You gave them every chance to win. If you look at this in slow motion, you can see Caitlin Clark clearly smiling in confusion.
That's not just a fan getting angry. That's the sound of the dam breaking. That is the question echoing in every arena, every locker room, and now in the highest offices of the WNBA. It's the question that finally pushed the league's biggest superstar, Caitlin Clark, past her breaking point. You saw the images, you saw the fury, but what the cameras didn't show you, what the league is desperately trying to cover up, is the real story behind her sideline explosion. This wasn't a momentary loss of temper. This was a complete and total breakdown, brought on by a systematic campaign of injustice that has finally become too much to bear. They pushed her, and they pushed her. And in the final moments of a game that should have been a victory celebration, she finally snapped. Stick with me, because I'm going to show you the evidence they don't want you to see. The numbers, the patterns, and the testimony from inside the league. That proves Caitlin Clark isn't just fighting opposing teams. She's fighting a rigged system that is set up for her to fail. And last night, the mask finally came off for the world to see. It all started in what should have been the final triumphant moments for the Indiana Fever in a brutal must-win game against the LA Sparks. The Fever are clinging to their playoff hopes by a thread, and every single possession feels like life or death. With 1.9 seconds left on the clock, the game was essentially over. But as we're all learning, in today's WNBA, the clock is merely a suggestion when the refs have an agenda. What followed was a masterclass in corruption that stretched a mere 1.9 seconds into nearly 5 minutes of chaos. Kelsey Mitchell, Indiana's other offensive weapon, was at the line. The plan was simple: intentionally miss the free throw to run out the clock. But then, the whistle. Not on the Sparks, of course. Never on the Sparks. Instead, the officials decided to grant the Sparks an impossible reset timeout with just 0.4 seconds left. It was a move so blatantly against the rules, so obviously designed to give the Sparks one last impossible chance that players and fans were left speechless. This guy allowed a reset timeout. Think about the audacity of that. In a professional league, a referee single-handedly invented a rule to manipulate the outcome of a game in its final second. Everyone saw it. Everyone knew what was happening. And on the sideline, forced to watch helplessly while recovering from an injury that has already stolen most of her season, Caitlin Clark saw it too. And that's when she broke. This wasn't a quiet complaint. This was a primal scream. Clark shot up from the bench, her face a mask of pure, unadulterated rage. She waved her arms, pointing, screaming at the officials. Call it, call it. Her teammates had to physically restrain her. The composure she has been forced to maintain all season while being battered, bruised, and targeted had finally shattered. In that moment, the win didn't matter. The score didn't matter. All that mattered was the raw, undeniable injustice of it all. And she simply could not stomach it for one more second. The breakdown was so profound, so jarring that it completely eclipsed the Fever's hard-fought victory. Nobody was talking about the win. They were talking about the corruption that almost stole it.